Okay, it's about 2 more minutes, waiting for some people to come in, but I am going to start the focus on tonight's live. Everybody, welcome. The focus on tonight's live is going to be messages from your future self. So, I'm going to do it by elements. So we're going to go down the list. Have my little checklist here, and for my timestamps as well. We're going to do earth, fire, water, air, and etheric. So, and about another 30 seconds, and I'm going to start with earth signs, messages from your future self. What messages do you have for earth signs? That's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn from their future self. Nice spread here so far. You've got the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. We're doing earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What messages your future self wants to tell you? So with the Hierophant in the reverse on the current energy here on the bottom of the deck, that has a lot to do with you no longer conforming. You know, you are growing out of your own old belief systems. You are challenging the norm. You are going more towards spirituality. You are, questioning a lot of the institutions that you grew up in and that you've worked for, and your belief systems are just being, all like there's clarity. With the Ace of Swords here in the present aisle, where before you sensed things and you kind of just went along with things. You were bored. You didn't seem to, with the Knight of Pentacles in the past, you were kind of bored. You were feeling stuck and kind of, you weren't in alignment, right? You weren't in alignment with where you sensed your soul was trying to take you. And in the recent past, I feel like the earth signs have been speaking their mind. They've gotten a lot of clarity. This feels like in the past 3 weeks, and you're also balancing and weighing out these new ideas, the whatever sound decision making that you're doing in these next 1 to 2 months. For some of you, can go all the way to 2 years with the Two of Pentacles. I think you're going to realize that you're no longer stuck and playing victim in these one-sided connections in institutions that you work for that are just corrupt and don't really care about you. And so I feel like you're headed to your future self is telling you, with these sound decisions that you've recently made, with this breakthrough that you've had, earth signs, you're calling in your soulmate. You're calling in the perfect opportunity, the perfect combination in a soul partnership where you both have what the other needs, and it fits like a puzzle. It fits like a glove. It's a mutual balanced attraction. It's partnership. It may not be romantic right away, but there is a sense of romanticism, in a sense where you kind of you get everything that you've always asked for in a relationship, even without the title, even if you don't know where it's going. Like there's your Two of Cups is beautiful. This is a unified love. Let's start clarifying. Your future self. I'm gonna finish saying what channeling what the future self, your future self, is telling you. It's you're no longer, you're breaking a cycle. Um, and you're not gonna repeat these things that have caused a lot of resentment. You're not going to want to be careless with this connection. You're not going to act impulsively. You're not going to chase them away. You're going to want to nurture it. You're going to respect it because it's something that you know is rare. And the person that you're going to meet is going to feel exactly the same way about you. Where it's almost, it's effortless. And it's not work. It's almost, um, it's like one person's, oh, like you both have a steadiness, you both have, um, and it's just harmonious. I'm getting the word harmonious. So I'm going to start clarifying some of these, these cards so that we can go a little deeper. Earth signs. Let's see. Tell us a little bit more about this Ace of Swords, okay? This recent clarity that the Earth signs, yeah, it's about relationships and loving yourself and unconditionally loving yourself. And you're able to give back now in such a way because you have healthier boundaries. You're not overgiving. You're not overextending. You're not going to leave yourself resentful. Whatever you have learned in the recent past year that has kept you off on the path of the wrong track here, which you were stuck. You weren't motivated. You've turned that around. You cut the things out that through sound decision making, your money started balancing, and you got out of, you forgave yourself, right? And it's also your future self is excited for you, because if this is not love, it could be a business opportunity um, that can lead to a very successful partnership. Like, anything is possible with the Two of Cups. It's a rare, deep soul connection. You both kind of just care for each other. You both know each other's needs. You both satisfy, uh, each other in a respectful way. So, Two of Cups. Yeah. There's no power struggle. There's no ego. It's very present, right? When you are going to be with this person in the future, you guys are going to be very present with one another. It's very magical because I see like a little genie lamp here, and it's very like you guys are going to have this type of soul partnership that's very balanced and productive. You both are going to respect each other's self-care routines. You're both going to be very mindful of each other's scheduling and routines and rituals, and you're both going to be savoring each moment with one another because of the busy lives that you both lead, right? And it's healthy. It just feels healthy. It feels like it's almost like this divine partnership is one that the universe, God's source, sends in, and because it's two powerful forces combining, you both, what they say, with great power comes great responsibility, and you both will accept whatever consequences um, uh, that you guys uh, are in. If there's trouble, there'll be like you guys just kind of look after each other, right? I just lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry about that. So there's a lot of empathy, and there's always clarity. There's going to be good communication in this, and it's going to allow you to heal, release the burdens. It's going to be this person, the situation, this person will offer a situation where it'll allow you to move away from a lot of your burdens, right? A lot of the responsibilities. Um, it's almost freeing. I'm liberated is the word. Like, finally I get to, just be a little bit more stable in my life. It's beautiful. I'm gonna close out the earth signs now with an advice card. Let's do Let's do I like these messages about your health and well-being from your future self for earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, 1212 on the clock. Give us your cares, right? So if you have aging parents right now, they're protected. Archangel Raphael is with them the entire time, and guiding you, to be able to help them in the ways that that you're in ways that you can completely also let go, and fully guide you in however you need to move forward, to release any fears you have around your aging parent at this time. I personally am going through that myself. I feel like I go back and forth between denial and anger, and because my mom is so youthful looking, she's so energetic and vibrant still physically, but her mental health is declining, and it's scary. It's scary to see your hero, who's someone who's always looked after you and held all of us up, to see her losing her cognitive skills. So I hope this was helpful, earth signs. I'm going to clear the deck, and I'm going to start with who are we going to do next? We're going to do fire signs next, and that was at 1336 for 5. We're going to do 1350 for fire signs. Okay. Messages for fire signs from your future self. That's what we're focusing on today. Let's see. Okay. Fire signs, messages from your future self. Fire signs. Stress, a little bit stressful, and you're really taking time off to focus on yourself with the Four of Swords here. You're doing lots of healing at this time, and I think in the past 3 days you're things are looking up. Your ships are coming in. You're looking forward, and you're ready to leave the past behind. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I feel like you're moving forward from a time of disappointment, of doubt, and not focus so much on your future self. Wants you to know to not focus so much on the things where maybe you were looked upon as unreliable, or you can't commit, and it's not that you can't commit, fire signs. It's because you've been so disappointed. You know you've been focused on the negative. Hey, Jamal, thanks for coming. So we're doing fire signs right now: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, messages from future self. So for the fire signs, your future self, with the future isle, you got Hierophant, Ace of Swords, and Two of Pentacles. So that tells me you're getting back into a lot of forgiving and compassionate energy for yourself. I feel like you are really going to be speaking your truth now more than ever, fire signs. And really, financially, I feel like things are going to improve. Your future self wants you to know that the tough times are over. Things are looking up for you. Look forward with enthusiasm, because There's going to be travel. I mean, this looks like exotic lands, fire signs, page of wands. Like you're keeping your eyes on the prize, your goals, and you're really enjoying every moment right now. And whatever inspired ideas that you're having, you're seeing a lot of limitless potential, and you're seeing and feeling a lot of freedom. And that's where you're going to head. You're going to head towards financial freedom. Pages are the beginners. Pages are, the these are this is getting back to the age around 11 for fire signs. I'm sensing that's when you guys had this great outlook on life, where you were like in a discovery phase. You were open to, you're more open, you're more expressive, you didn't hold back at that time. And that that energetic version of you is coming back around this time. And um it's giving you fire. It's allowing, it's fate, it's well, it's destiny, it's divine, it's divine, divinely led, this new route that you're taking. And I think you've been resisting it for all these years, fire signs, that um it could be a new feeling. It's an exciting feeling. It's giving you a lot of it's you're trying to juggle things. You're trying to work. You're trying to do, this new passion project. You're trying to persevere at the same time. You're good at multitasking. Um, so if one area is not speeding up or it's slowing down, it's not going anywhere. Just I feel like you could use some more outdoor time. You can have fun and still be able to balance these things, fire signs. Maybe you're worried too much about losing control, but that will shift. I really feel, I also just saw like a trip for some fire signs in the next 2 weeks. Or if it's not you going on a trip, someone's coming towards your way from a trip over the next few weeks there for you, coming to see you first, right away. And you'll communicate about this. So it could be you're going to discuss a trip with someone else. They could have fire in their chart as well. Let's pull an advice card for fire signs. Hey Jamal, did you want to wait? I could do water signs next. Did you have a question? Let me know. You know, I can squeeze it in now if you want. You don't have to wait till the end. It's up to you. Let's see. What advice do you have for fire signs from their future self? So there could be some things that you're resisting, because I got the shield of armor here. It could be facing a lot of, you could have this unconscious resistance, to facing unresolved issues, fire signs. And you're fire, so you're ruled by Mars. So you're being you're being urged to, from your future self, to explore them with curiosity. See it through the lens of a child, where you can kind of see it through the lens of love, actually, right? Like, see it with an open heart and an open mind. Because I feel like for fire signs, we can get a bit defensive on things. Let me clarify that. And for some fire signs here, I'm also getting, there's a compulsive need to really, you might need some support and therapy on something. Sorry, I dropped the cards. Could be some addictions, whether it's alcohol, substances, sex, whatever this is to you, fire signs. I'm getting, get some support and therapy, because I feel like there's this compulsive need, despite the negative consequences that you may. It's like I said, it's an unconscious resistance that maybe you're unconsciously acting out in such a way because you don't know how to face these unresolved issues that you have. So it's really about cleaning up, cleaning up the mess. And and you will do it, because your future self is very humble. Your future self, you can embody this right now in your present. So life has a funny way of teaching us humility, and however, that greatest lesson to learn from our tests and trials is not to be bitter but to be greater. So that's pretty specific right there for fire signs. Okay, so we're going to do water signs next. I'm going to do it at 22:25. Water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Messages from your future self. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Let's see. Underlying energy, water signs, is a Ten of Swords. With the Ten of Swords here, this is defeat. This is like you can't go anymore. This is the final chapter, of um excuse me, of a cycle. Like, it's done. Like, you can't go anymore, like whatever. It feels a lot like finances for water signs. It feels a lot like finances and relationships. Like, you just, no matter what you do, no matter how much you try, there's this you're always feeling left out, right? Like, you just don't align with this anymore. And so you've learned the karmic lesson with the Justice card here. Um you're standing in your truth, and you passed the test in this. And so your future self is congratulating you, because in the future you come up as a King of Swords, and that's somebody who's going to be very intuitively precise and articulate and truthful moving forward, with mental clarity and intellectual power as well. And you're taking authority, water signs, and you're being more logical. You're being more, like, really being your own, like, self-parenting yourself, water signs. And you're going to line your ducks up in a row. Your future self already knows that you're overqualified for what it is that you're going to be doing. And you're going to be, I mean, you have the judgment and the thinking of like a judge. You're somebody who sees all sides, all perspectives, and the spiritual, um as well as a spiritual higher knowledge. You don't just see the left side and the right side, you see all sides, right? And because your intuition is deep, your empathic gifts are going to remind you that this is your justice that's due to you. And it's going to take you, it's going to heal, like whatever is coming in the future here for you, water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. It's gonna get you. It's gonna push you past this grieving phase, and you're gonna find peace, and money too. Just like fire signs for you is improving in these next 2 months to 2 years. Like, after this phase, I feel when the eclipses are over, you're going whatever you're waiting for. Um, because of your truth, standing in your truth, and honor and integrity, and standing for what's right, water signs, you are going to be blessed. You're going to, like, everything is going to turn out, and in the way more, even better than the way you expect. Um, and you're going to be enjoying the accolades and the successes. I mean, this is your future self. This is like awards. This is like I said, overqualified for what you do here. There's a satisfaction, there's a gratitude to this, though, because it's like, wow, I knew this was mine already. I knew that, like, I'm like, my wish is going to come true with this, and it will. So I'm gonna do, and you got the Ace of Swords here also, like clarity. Like, it could be a phone call you're waiting for. It's coming. It feels like, I don't know, for some of you, 12 to 24 hours if you're waiting on a call, okay? So it's going to allow you, like, because I think water signs have been really taking off the blindfolds and doing what they need to do. Like the confusion is starting to lift already. And there's like, you're kind of emotionally detached from things where you didn't want to face things before. So that's a good card to have in the upright. I'm going to start clarifying. The only thing is, I want to know why you guys got strength card in the reverse here, and because in the reverse means that like there's like insecurity there. They could be, you lose your temper. It could be self-doubt. It could be low energy. It could be abuse of power. It could be anything where that's imbalanced there, due to lack of lack of awareness, due to poverty consciousness. Like, it's upsetting you. You're not being compassionate with yourself. So your future self is telling you to go at a slower pace here, because to appreciate the journey and not just rush towards the destination. Because once you get to your destination, it's like, okay, it's about enjoying each step of the way. And I get that, because I have double Scorpio in my chart. And I don't I'm just trying to enjoy the ride and do as many videos and lives that my day will allow me. I had to cancel 2 times this week, my lives, and because it got busy in another area. But I will commit, like, as I promised myself, at least once or twice a week, and hopefully it'll increase when I see more people coming in, and when I make more time for it. So I think, like, it takes courage, whatever it is that water signs are getting through. It's going to take courage. It's going to take patience. It's going to, don't worry about the competition. Don't don't be relentless on this, this pursuit of success, because especially at the expense of others' values, like, don't just slow it down, because I feel like, I feel like this new future, this new earth that you're creating, this new reality is going to require you to adapt to new ways of doing things, especially with the transformational changes, amazing changes that the president is making at this time. Like, people have to adapt. I was so happy to hear, for example, like, the composting law took an effect last week here in Manhattan, and that's one thing we should be doing. A lot of people already do it, right? And then that's one way we can upgrade the health of the planet. Is composting, and it's just healthier, and it's a nice discipline that I it's a rule I will follow. He's done so many things that any other president's done in like 2 months. So anyway, um, let's do one more for. Let's see. Who is this? Water signs. Fixation, like you guys, like water signs, because we're so deep and we're so emotional, we can fixate too much on one thing in our heads. We can fixate like a certain focus. So if you're not channeling that energy into like a hobby or some type of art or expression, or removing, or just flowing that energy in a direction, you're going to fixate on things. So that can come off as obsessive to the point of compulsion. So that could be anything. That could be habits that you could tame. So water signs, we get over emotional. So in the reading today, you can watch that on the video section. I did the full moon readings. We need to detox our emotions, because we hold it in. We're like sponges. We feel everybody's pain. We feel the world's pain. Like, we feel plus on top of our own pain, right? Like, so it's important to really get clear and on your healing, and amplify your emotions, and bring your shadows to the surface so that you could heal them. And if you need support with that, definitely book a session, because I do spiritual coaching on that stuff. So I'm going to clear the deck for water signs, and then we're going to do, that was 31, 34. I'm going to do 31, 40 for air signs. And then we're going to do it etheric. So air Air signs are, what are air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What would their future selves want them to know? Your future self, air signs, wants you to know that, you're going to be, your finances are going to balance out. Okay, you're going to have more options in love. If you're looking for love, you're going to also weigh out a decision, and when you make that decision, another offer is going to come through. So you'll juggle between two things. For some of you, it could be two gigs, two opportunities. It could be do I stick with this one and still do this one? It's you just getting, your future self is showing me that you're going to get better at prioritizing your time management as well. With the Two of Pentacles here, this has a lot to do with adaptability, and your perseverance is going to pay off. Where in the present, if there was some type of problems that came out of the blue that you had no control of, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I feel like you're in a rest phase right now. So your future self is letting you know that you're in a rest phase, because it's going to pick up. There's going to be opportunities. I'm seeing calls from overseas. I'm seeing a lot of opportunities coming in, where you could be in some type of leadership roles here, and in the next three weeks, all the way into the next 3 years. Like, this is you really expressing your creativity with compassion, and attracting abundance to you, and a lot of connections. Like, if this is a long distance connection for someone, I feel like you guys are going to weigh out a decision. How do we close the gap? How do we get closer to one another? If this is a business partnership, you're going to be offered, do I move there? Do I get paid for travel? Can I work remotely? Like, these are things that are going to be weighed out for you. What are we doing? Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you may feel bad. You may feel like there are two people you absolutely adore that you don't want to leave, but you have to, because this is, it's almost like God is really preparing you for something. So if there's a standstill, for some of you, you could be dealing with a parent who's not well, and you're spending as much time as you can, so your work is kind of at a standstill right now, right? So you're still trying to at least stay positive and align with the task and the work that you need to in this process. And I send a lot of light and love and healing to whoever has a family member who's not feeling well. So let's start clarifying some of these cards. Wheel of Fortune in reverse is, it has to do, I got the key here. So this has to do with maybe where it's you're reflecting in the past, where you're blaming external factors for your problems, and you're being the victim mindset, and that's you kind of, the universe is not allowing you to move forward in that way. You maybe overthink things, and maybe some of you were dealing with a very intense wife, ex, mother-in-law, and you really try to give them your best self. I don't think I don't think it was your fault. I think these energies in the past were very intense. I think they just they're pretty, they come up as shallow and selfish energies, and they have their own issues, and one was aggressive, one was demanding and dramatic, and demanded self-respect, but she couldn't give that, or he couldn't give that to himself. Very hot-tempered. So I think this, you're that caused you so much stress in the past, and that you're like resting from all of this. It was like a phase in your life that wore you out. But your future self, you're going to be taken care of. There's going to be someone that's going to want to take care of you this time, air signs, and not in a codependent way either, because you're very independent. It's not just it for you for relationships. Let's clarify the Two of Pentacles and see what that's about. Self-sabotage. Yeah, so I feel like you recognize where you were self-sabotaging in the past, and you were able to move past these fears and doubts and insecurities, and you persevered through it. You found balance in your life, and to be able to build some type of success financially for yourself, and some stability that's causing you attracted this person, or you're going to attract this person in the future. And you live a very humble, this air sign that I'm connected to. You live a very humble life. You are really not a materialistic person. You're abundant. You relentlessly are pursuing helping people, and just keep attracting money that way, because you're a giver, you're a nurturer. You put others first before yourself. Just make sure you rest, and you see right through people. You see through the bipolar energies, and you seek your own reassurance, and you take care and your emotions and your decisions, um, in a very healthy way, and you don't need that validation out there. So your future self, air signs, just know that your ships are coming in. This is a lot of positive energy, lots of abundance, um, lots of trust, lots of optimistic energy, and you're going to align with people and situations that align with your values. Like I said, there's like, this is Three of Wands is like finding your inspiration, so that you could take action. So get ready. You're kind of at a rest phase right now. Air signs, 38. Let's do etheric signs, and we're going to be done. Etheric signs is Sag. We're going to start at 39 for that. Sag, this is for Sag, for Pisces, and Aquarius. Those are the etheric signs that I'm working on. Let's see, clear the deck here. I got to do my lives a little earlier. I'm too tired by this time. Wow, my throat is already dry from talking to people all day. Okay, let's see. Etheric signs. This is for Pisces, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. What does your future self have to tell you today? Your future self wants you to know that you're going to be very comfortable with the Nine of Pentacles. You're going to live a very abundant and prosperous life, and comfortable, and when I say abundance, not just monetary. This is like eating great food, eating clean organic food, the best water, living in the cleanest places with the cleanest air. This is you putting all this effort in, and even if it is slow, the fruits of your labor are going to show. And your future self wants you to take that leap and start to fly, because wherever you are, you feel suffocated, you feel resentful, you don't feel like you can manifest, you don't feel it just makes you feel incapable, or like you don't it just makes you feel stuck, because you don't feel you're ready to create anything, like you don't have any options, and this is a weakness of will. It's really making you insecure, air signs, etheric signs. So um it's a lot of emotional baggage too, that you could be focusing on. Maybe resentment from the past, where you never really healed from a certain relationship, from a job, like a loss. But you're being asked, your future self wants you to know that there's help coming in. There is this beautiful angelic leader, a visionary, someone who's successful and protective, that's going to come in and inspire you to this path that you see your future self. You may not see it right now, because you're feeling very doubtful, insecure about yourself. So, like you're moving more towards, you got to take the leap though. Your future self is asking you to fly. Like, start taking risks, start imagining the possibilities. What does this life look like? What would having this amount of money in the bank feel and look like for me? Start to visualize, start to embody that energy, so that it can come to you, right? And then have fun and tune into your joy, working your passions, doing what it is that you can see yourself doing, rather than saying, I don't know, I don't have it, I got to have this before I have this. Oh, I'm too focused on the past. Like, no, because the universe is gonna present this new opportunity for you by November, December, and there's a new beginning for some of you. It could be a blessing in a baby. It could be a blessing in a new place to live. It could be, it's going to take you to a whole nother new beginning, and this is divinely led. And you could be stopping yourself from even manifesting this, or delaying it by thinking, oh, but how am I going to do this? I don't have the energy to do that. Like, all of this stuff, it's a lot of blocks and distractions. There's a lot of like lessons that you're not learning from your failures. And etheric signs, you guys embody spirit. Get into connection with your breath, get to connection with source, God, universe, and start to really trust yourself, because your future self, um, your future self knows that you're normally a focused person. You've there was a point in your life, for someone in the 30s, mid 30s, I could see that you always wanted to be a businessman or businesswoman. You always want to do create your own business and support yourself and have that financial freedom to travel. And your future self is saying, yeah, hell yeah, yellow, 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 all across the board. But you don't see that right now. Big yellow here, big yellow coin. Start looking into the quantum financial system, start looking into crypto, start learning, do your due diligence with the financial planning. Like, look at your finances. Like, there's a lot of things where you don't have to work so hard. The goal is to not have to work, but to live your passions. And you do have to put effort in, you do have to put work in, but it's not work if you love what you do, right? It's just going to require some discipline and some and stop delaying and procrastinating, and take some inspired action. So if you need a reading with it, and it has a lot to do with the past, there's like a heartache here, there's grief, there's sadness, there's sorrow, there's um, emotional pain. And I'm sorry if you're going through this, but I definitely can support you in this. If you want to come book a session one-on-one, we can see, I can help you release the energetic cords and ties to this pain here, because this, especially in your heart chakra, I feel it very heavy in my heart as well. So I'm going to pull an advice card for etheric signs, and we're going to call it a night. Etheric signs. Let's see. Okay, strength. You got the solar sun card. So that's like heart chakra. Okay, heart chakra right there, confirming the heart, the Three of Swords there. Having more compassion to yourself, looking towards, speaking your truth, sitting with the pain, maybe journaling, maybe going by the water and watching the sunrise and the sunset, if that's possible. Going in nature, like, open your heart to the healing of what God's source can provide for you, because there's exciting things ahead that you don't see right now. So treat yourself to a healing retreat. Go for, maybe, or if you can't, do a staycation. Like, create a little oasis in your room, in your home, and start to really empower yourself to work on this healing. And like I said, if you feel it's too painful and you're not feeling, and you could be missing someone, you feel left out, like, maybe book a session, because you're not alone in this. You have your guides with you all the time. You can just activate and call on them. And if you need support with that too, I can support you on that path as well. So well, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for coming in, and I hope you guys have a good night, and look forward to see what the Libra full moon brings in. I'm going to try and do a live tomorrow, probably earlier. I haven't decided yet. It all depends. I might do one in the day, and I'm definitely going to do one before 8 o'clock, because this is kind of late for me, because I start my days early. So, all right, good night.